What up? Welcome to another episode of the Best Worst Show on YouTube. I'll be your host today. Y'all know who I am. Anyways, welcome to the show. I hope you guys are ready for another exciting view at all the worst things that seem to happen on the world or in the world. Because technically everything's happening on the world, not inside of it. Even though there are lots of things happening inside of the planet, none of us are privy to any of those things because, unfortunately for us, we're just stuck. Well, we're not really stuck anywhere, but you know, we're places. We're on the world. We're not in it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I mean, unless you're like metaphysical and you're drawing down all of your chi energy through all your chakras and connecting to the center of the earth where it feels the happiest. Have you ever tried to do that? Have you ever experienced any of that in your life? Have you ever tried to meditate under a tree and take a vow of silence? Probably not. Y'all are watching YouTube and shit. I've only met one guy that's taken a vow of silence and he died. Yeah. It's sad, though, because he was a big inspiration out of life. Gave us some kind words. Kind words. Some people out there, like J.R. Riggs, prefer logic, but all that really tells me is that he hasn't actually experienced the metalogical self of himself. Because, you know, where there is logic, there is also metalogic, which still logically applies to the metaphysical spaces that certain weirdo woo-woos are trying to traipse into, but don't really have an understanding of. But think about your days on the world and think about how crazy things have gotten and pat yourself on the back. You made it another day. And isn't that nice? I mean, you could be like Will Smith right now, but you're not. So be happy. Be happy. And definitely don't be like these people that we're about to show you, because maybe there's some truth here, but there's really just, I don't know, man. This is a family.
They're recently become Republicans now, so.
It's hard. It's literally hard to vote for a Democrat. They're literally pushing transgenderism.
You alright? Yeah.
They're literally putting pedophiles in third grade classes. And then when you see that again, that's exactly that's exactly what we're talking about here. We're talking about allowing pedophiles to groom children. And when you speak out against that, you're a fucking bigot. That's what your side says on national TV. For one, don't guess what? When you vote for a Democrat now, you're a fucking pedophile. That's what I see now. You are voting for pedophile peddlers. What's going on me?
Don't vote for pedophiles, Mom. It's not right.
Don't vote for pedophiles, Mom. It's not right.
Left gets to say Republicans are racist. I get to call you a pedophile. That's just what it is now.
Don't call Mom a pedophile.
When she votes for him, that makes you one of them.
How do you know what I vote for? I don't know.
You have told me multiple times.
I don't.
She's Republican. Everybody knows that Democrats are pedophiles.
You either don't want to talk about it, or you say Democrats are for the poor. No, they're not.
Everybody knows that Democrats are pedophiles.
I don't want to compare.
Look at everything
Democrat has a
for them to gather more power. It's always more government needs control. We need more power. We need more power.
It's facts.
I feel like this is probably dinner tables at a lot of different places, and you really got to give this chick right here that's just chomping down her mashed potatoes like, oh, Jesus. They went there. They're having the conversation. It's a big old fight. Yeah, it seems, this is how everybody seems to be feeling, but is it okay to go to such lakes and be all like, well, if you're gonna be an extreme, I'm gonna be an extreme, because apparently that works really well. Or it's just really funny, but sometimes being funny doesn't really fix anything. Like, a joke is a joke, but if people take the joke seriously, it almost stops becoming a joke and starts becoming something super scary that nobody understands. But I feel like everybody can understand the conversation that's happened on this dinner table. Of course, if you vote for Democrats, are you a pedophile? I don't know. But if that's the way it's going to be nowadays, I'm definitely not voting for any more Democrats, if you ask me. But nobody's really asking me. It's more of me just like up here showing you the news and telling you how things are going on and how things are going along, because that's what we do here. We tell you about things that are happening in the world, out there, on it, not in it, on it. Things that are happening on the world. Why don't we say that? How come we don't say, hey man, it's all about the things that are happening on the world? No, we're like, yeah, the things that are happening in the world. I mean, aren't we on it? Just saying. I don't know, dude. Things that happen on the world. According to the Daily Caller, a Texas National Guard soldier has gone missing after attempting to save a migrant from the Rio Grande River. And I guess this is probably a bad time to throw in any jokes about any backs that may not be wet, but I've definitely heard them as I was growing up, and I would like to remind you of them inside of your brain without actually eliciting the entire joke, because you'll probably have a little giggle out there, maybe one or two. But yes, unfortunately, at the Rio Grande River near Eagle Pass, while trying to rescue a migrant worker, a Texas National Guard soldier drowned. Well, they said that he drowned, but then they did a big search for his body and nobody seems to have been able to find it. But they did say a few different things, and it's just kind of a rest in peace situation, because think about it, we've been having trouble at the border with the migrant crisis that's been happening that doesn't really get a whole lot of play on the national news media. If you're an individual living in California, Arizona, Texas, you're probably seeing a great inundation of individuals that are coming to do any number of things. So what really happened to the guy? Did he get pulled down and sucked into the river? We don't truly really know, but it's kind of a sad situation. It's even stranger, though, that the department is saying that the reports that the guy has been deceased and that he drowned are inaccurate because they're still working to find the soldier. But I mean, you don't really get stuck in a river like that and get taken down and, usually come out to be a safe person later on. And I mean, what are we really supposed to do at this particular time? But think about what's really happening, because there is a loss of life that's associated with this whole thing. If there wasn't a massive amount of individuals coming over the border, there probably wouldn't have been this incident where this soldier had to dive into, some pretty uncharted waters and, I don't know, maybe lose himself. And even more so, isn't it weird that they couldn't find a body on the most patrolled river in the United States of America? Because that's a great source of migrant activity, and if he jumped in there to save somebody and then all of a sudden disappeared, how come they haven't found anything? He hasn't washed up on anything. There hasn't been anything there. It's all a very strange thing for me to think about going forward. But, I mean, they have video of them searching the area, and they can't find him. Did he run off and marry that chick? I don't know. Was it a chick? Was it a dude? It was a migrant. And he got pulled down. And they're looking for him, but they haven't found shit. We ain't found shit. And it's real sad. And they even said that they had to cancel the search for the individual because apparently the conditions on the Rio Grande got too untenable for the search to continue safely in the regards of loss of life. So I think that, we may find something within the next couple of days. There'll probably be some expert individuals that are going to be combing the area looking for this individual. But at the particular day, it's just kind of a weird news story that's come up, and it only gets weirder from here, because think about it. There's just weird stuff happening. We discussed some weird things happening yesterday, but everybody's been caught up with Elon Musk and Tesla and whatnot. Nobody's really talking about anything else. And think about it. The one person that we did see something from yesterday was Dr. Fauci and everything he was doing over there on that CNN channel trying to save your lives from the dreaded virus. Oh, you guys gotta get your vax. You gotta get your shit. Anyways, revealed Fauci's Texas lab signed a confidential deal with Wuhan colleagues enabling destroying secret files and materials. Ooh. Wonder how we missed this one. Shady deal has now been confirmed. What? We got a shady deal, dude? The Galveston National Laboratory, a project of Fauci's National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, entered into a memorandum of understanding with the Wuhan Institute of Virology, granting the Chinese lab the right to make its American counterpart destroy and return the secret files and materials and equipment without any backups. The National Pulse has previously unearthed the Texas-based lab's multi-year collaborative relationship with the Wuhan Institute of Virology, including hosting exchange programs and training researchers at the lab's Biosafety Level 4 BSL facility. Directors from the Wuhan lab and the Galveston National Laboratory, which describes itself as constructed under grants by Fauci's National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, the NIAID, and admitting to working with the most deadly pathogens in the world in 2018. Ooh, that sounds spicy. What does it all mean? I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's some conspiracy theorists in the chat that could tell me what it means, but kind of sounds like maybe all those people that were saying that there might have been something going on between China and the United States and biolabs and stuff might be able to, pat themselves in the back, You might need to grab some change and go throw it in your Alex Jones was right jar, if you know what I mean. I would throw this in my Alex Jones was right jar, but it's all full. And I have 2 of them. It's getting kind of ridiculous when you ask me. So, I guess they obtained a copy of this Memorandum of Understanding between Wuhan and Galveston in 2017, and it does actually confirm that there's a section in there, the 16th section, where they confidentially reveal that the Wuhan Institute of Virology could ask the Galveston lab to destroy and return any secret files and materials that they have without backups to, kind of make sure that nobody picks up any thing, just like if they didn't know, because we're trying to do this whole world takeover thing or whatever. But it says, yes, confidentiality. All cooperation and exchanges, documents, data, details, and materials shall be treated as confidential information by the parties. The party may not use or make use of their mutual dealings for advertising purposes without the other's prior written consent. The confidentiality obligation shall be applicable throughout the duration of the MOU, and after it has been terminated, the party is entitled to ask the other to destroy or return secret files, materials, and equipments without any backups. Ooh. 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 What does it read? So there was like a biolab in Texas, and now they got all these people going into Texas from different areas. Are they like testing things out on people? But wait, no, they couldn't be doing that because they're definitely not vaccinating half of the people, or even a fucking 10th of the people that are coming over the border right now. So, kind of weird. Why wouldn't they want people to know about this? What's the big deal? Just because something happened to maybe come out of, a country, an area where this virology lab just happened to be. I mean, can we really say that there's any connection in between it? Come on. There can't be. It's just a coincidence. It's a little coinkydink. It's just a little tiny bitty, itty bitty coincidenciano. And you know what coincidences mean? That you should put on your blinders and cover your ears because this is shit that you shouldn't be knowing. Anyways, so I feel like maybe we're getting somewhere, but I feel like this is so 2 years ago that I'm stopping. Like, my give a fuck meter just doesn't go off. I'm just like, oh, wow, another thing that comes out and tells me that the stuff that we were saying those years ago when they were like, he's a conspiracy theorist, you gotta check him out, he can't be out there putting out this information out. Well, sucks to be me, man. God damn it. You wanna poke me? No? That's cool. Anyways, I feel like there's just really nothing that I could say or do at this point in time to, get these people in there. I was screaming pandemic and talk about pandemics back in 2017, but nobody listens to me. It's not like I'm guessing any of this stuff, man. It's just all these secret people sending me secret information that I don't even know about. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous, okay? So enjoy that, whatever that means to you and all of you out there in the COVID lockdown, whatever. Doesn't matter. In other more, I think, funny news, Cynthia, the plaster caster, is dead at the age of 74, and her big claim to fame was capturing rock stars' wee-wees in plaster, where she would get to, fondle them and plaster their ding-dongs. I mean, honestly, this lady really had fucking life figured out, if you ask me. I mean, what does she love? Well, she's like, well, you do what you love. And you're like, oh, excuse me, Cynthia, what do you love? And she's like, oh, I love going to rock stars' houses and making plaster casts of their ding-dongs for them. It's just my favorite thing to do. And honestly, I mean, can you really hate her answer? I mean, you'd probably be like, well, you've probably seen a lot of dicks, lady. So, I mean, did she really waste her life, though? Is the question. I don't think that she wasted her life. I mean, if she was into making plaster casts of ding-dongs, I mean, good on her, lady. I mean, you figured your shit out, man. You lived to 74 years. And how many years were you rolling around? It says that she started doing this shit in the 60s. So, I mean, that's a good 50 years of just dick fondling that she got away with, being a creep. Because, I mean, this is a female creep, right? We can say that because this shit's kind of creepy, right? She's like, yeah, hi, my name's Cynthia. I make plaster casts of ding-dongs of rock stars, and can I, come over to your house and, make a plaster cast of your ding? Cool. I mean, I don't know how it went down. But I'm saying that she was doing it for over 50 fucking years probably and doing a great job at it, getting a lot of these things done. So more power to the lady. I mean, look at that. She's just happy with her art, man. Imagine seeing somebody not as happy with their art. I mean, if that was me there holding that thing, I don't think I would be making that smile. I mean, I could fake it, but I mean, imagine this. She even had a song written about her called Plaster Caster by Kiss. And the record was called Love Gun, which is obviously a colloquialism for somebody's, cash and prizes. They're schwang or wang, depending on how you dictate to that. So I just thought that was like an interesting piece of news that could maybe split up things, but don't let anybody tell you can't do what you love and make money. You just got to be good at it, and you can be this lady plaster castering ding-dongs and, having a good time. I'm telling you, the world's way different. Could you be this person nowadays? They'd probably be more popular, too. It'd be like, oh, you want to plaster cast my ding-dong? We're all degenerates together. Let's do this. Woo! Well, some people out there are a little worried about planes crashing into major food processing plants, and they're saying that food processing plants are being destroyed everywhere, and are the good guys taking out the companies that may have intended on poisoning people, or the bad guys creating food shortages? I don't know what could possibly be the truth. So I had to kind of go around and look a little bit, and I saw this USSA News article that seems to be talking about it. And I mean, I know USSA. You see that? USSA. The fuck's that all about? What's that all about? And it's got a little communist sickle right here. You see that shit? Don't let this happen to our country. Multiple large food processing and distribution plants in the U.S. have recently exploded or burned down. There's a conspiracy theory. Are the Democrats trying to make sure that you guys can't actually do? There was a massive raging fire at Taylor Farms, impacting the chickeners. There was another explosion at a food processing plant at Shears Foods in Hermiston, Oregon, and 2 people were injured. And then we had that several large food processing plants that have gone up all over the place. Let's just see. Bonzano Meat Building on fire. Fireworks at the meat processing facility in Lackawanna County. Cruise battle major fire at Cobb County Meat Company. Massive fire at Salinas food processing plant. Cattle rescued after fire destroys meat market. Large fire at Tyson Poultry Meal Plant. Wisconsin River Meat says portion of the mouse total loss after fire. Fire destroys deli store meat plant. Explosion causes a fire at Oregon Potato Chip Plant. Fire causes over $100,000 of damage to San Antonio Food and Processing Plant. Multiple alarm fire at food processing operation in Hamilton Mountain. Memphis fire department responds to a 3-alarm fire at Kellogg's. Explosion and fire at the Cargill Nutricina feed mill. Well, that's I didn't know that it was that many. I thought I was gonna make more jokes about this. Be all like, come on, conspiracy theorists. There's no connection here. And now I'm like, oh fuck. Well, that's a lot of examples of things happening since last year. Sometime, I guess I would have to say in September, since September of last year. All of a sudden, all these food processing plants are going up in caboodle. I mean, is this insurance scams? Is somebody going around all these places and blowing them up? Like, wait a minute. This is a lot of fucking places. Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's it. What the fuck? God damn it. Q confirmed. I need another one just so that we don't have to have 17. There, 18. Jesus fucking Christ. Why? But yeah, I mean, do I know if this is super legitimate news? Well, yeah, it seems like it because there's a bunch of articles that are talking about how food processing plants have been having this. And I mean, this is sourced from apparently the Free Thought Project, where they posted this on April 24th, and that was by Matt Arias. So I don't know if the Free Thought Project could be considered to be one of the greatest pieces of information and material, but I mean, that is a lot of food processing facilities in the United States. So like U.S. food processing plants. Let's just say. Maybe we should put how many. Oh, what is this? In the United States, there are many food and beverage processing facilities, 36,486, owned by about 31,401 companies in 2017. Oh, so wait a minute. That's a lot of food processing plants, but like considering that there's 36,000 of them in 2017, maybe it's less of a conspiracy theory that everybody could think, because I mean, it still seems that we have a shitload of processing facility. If them numbers came up to like 1,000 or something, then your boy would probably be pretty worried. But I mean, there's a lot of different reasons that these things happen, but I guess it's fine time that we at least looked at all sides of the argument, utilizing our perspective, introspective, and obtrospective abilities to view the situation, because at first glance, it does seem to be quite shocking until you actually look at the number of plants that are out there and realize that, okay, some of them are big. Cargill is a big company. You know, it could be like corporate espionage or some like, you know, people going in there and trying to blow some shit up. Or it could just be some real shitty employees just getting stupid on the job. But who really knows? it is something to, put a thing in, because I know people around me are always worried about, becoming their own farm, selling enough food to get the tax write-offs and stuff like that, growing your own food, all that horse cock. And honestly, I don't really mind it. I mean, I've been around to a couple of different places, and I've worked at places that have had farm-to-table type atmospheres, and it was a very interesting experience, because even sometimes when you have the freshest food, it's still kind of hard to make everything, because you're never gonna have everything you fucking need, and you're always gonna have to buy shit in. So think of the way I look at it is it's probably a bunch of old facilities that we're having a little bit of the little insurance fraud, a little stupidity on the way of the clients, and everybody's happy with all their extra money. That's the way I kind of look at it. Unless we start seeing like another 100 plants start going down, then you're totally allowed to come to me with your conspiracy bullshit, and would be happy to revisit what's happening in this particular way. But, as far as I see it right now, this is some shit that's going up on Marfugal News. Fucking old people are calling in. Oh my God, Marfugal, I love you. I was trying to tell you about how my friend who had a friend who was another friend who was in the military who saw somebody say something about how they saw, you feel me? You see how that works? Do you see what I did there? Wow. I just emasculated an entire show. But you gotta remember that it's not about bringing you the craziest news. It's about looking at the news and understanding it contextually, so that you don't end up like one of those people that's all like, oh my God, the Queen of England is a reptile. Anyways. PSA, if you're going to tweet something snarky about CNN Plus, hundreds of journalists, technicians who did nothing but work their tails off just had the rug pulled out from under them. So be kind. What the fuck? Are they fucking serious? Are you fucking serious, Ellie Smith? Are you serious? You had the rug pulled out from under you? You guys didn't see this coming? I don't know whether to feel more bad for you because you didn't see it coming or because you got fired. But wait a minute. I'm not going to feel bad for you because I hate you. I hate you. You guys are fake news. Huh. God. It's just the gift that just keeps on giving. I just don't even know what to say when I saw this thing, because it's almost like, oh wait, this is perfect. Trump's baseless wiretapping claim. Donald Trump just flat out lied about Trump Tower wiretapping. Exclusive. U.S. government wiretap former Trump campaign chairman. Hey, CNN, is this you? You want to know why nobody believes you and trusts you anymore? It's because of shit like this, man. You guys suck. You guys are lame, bro. Wait, no. Sorry, I'm just... What is this? Who the fuck sent me a message? Why you bitches sending me a message while I'm live streaming? You think I'm gonna open that shit up on live stream so you can cry about it? You better watch the fuck out. Better watch out who the fuck that shit is. Better watch out, motherfucker! What is this shit? Oh, great. But I can't... Oh, how am I supposed to get this out of here? This will be difficult. Ba, 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 ba. What is this? What is this? What is this? I can't even see it. I gotta look at something. Huh. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay, that was actually worth it, but I don't know if I can show that to you. I don't know if I can show that to you, sorry. So, I'm just gonna look at that live and be all like... Oh, fuck, man. That's fucking crazy, dude. That's fucking crazy. Sorry, you guys are just gonna be puzzled about what I looked at that made me laugh like that. I'm sorry. It's really funny. Super funny. It has nothing to do with this next chick, though. Wait, fuck. There we go. Sorry. That shit got me all fucked up, dude. Thanks for getting me all fucked up on the show. Thanks!
You've seen the movie Independence Day, right?
I've seen it before.
It's a great movie, right?
You've seen Independence Day, right?
I think it's probably a great movie. I haven't watched movies in a long time, but from what I remember, it's a great movie.
This is the one about the aliens who come to the world, and then there's a big battle on July 4th to ward them off, right?
You are giving us quite the entertainment today.
Why the fuck are they asking her about Independence Day? What the fuck is going on right now? And I mean, look at her just laughing, you know, she ain't the hottest chick or whatever, but, you know, she ain't the hottest chick or whatever, but I'd still probably hit it, though, for sure. You just can't pass up the pussy, man. Don't be sleeping on that shit. What the fuck? Who just sent a super chat? See no evil. Seek no evil. No, wait. See no evil. Seek now evil? $5 saying, my bad. This is totally fine, dude. I just don't know how I'm supposed to show it without doxing you. That's all. It sucks. Because I'm just like, it's going to happen. Don't want to do it. So, better not. Better not. Better not.
Thank you.
Okay. And there's a scene in that movie where the president, the guy who's playing the president of the United States, addresses the fighter pilots who are about to go into battle against the aliens. Remember that scene?
I do not remember now,
What the fuck?
but I'm sure you're going to show us.
Yeah.
Fighting for our right to live, to exist. And should we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as American holiday.
But
But as
the day the world
declared in one voice, we will not
go quietly into the night.
We will not vanish.
Did we just get another super chat? What's going on right now? Who the heck's certified nobody? Who are you? Huh? Thank you, certified nobody, for the $4.99 through super chat. We appreciate that shit. Appreciate it. And we also appreciate see no evil over there, or seek now evil, or whatever. Appreciate you.
We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Fuck, that part of the movie goes hard. You can't deny that part of the movie, like, what's his name? The dude that plays the president? I can't even remember. It's not Bill Paxton or some shit like that, but that dude, that part of the movie, fucking legit. I was inspired. I was getting fired up right now. I'm fired up right now just hearing that shit.
And the phrase that the actor uses there is, we will not go quietly into the night.
We will not go quietly
Heard
into
it
the
just
night.
now, yes.
And that's the exact phrase that you use in the video that we saw that was the previous exhibit. We aren't the people that are going to go quietly into the night.
I don't view courtrooms and politics as Hollywood like you do. That is not the first person, I'm sure, that said that, and won't be the last. And I don't recall getting any inspiration from this Hollywood movie like you're suggesting.
The news is really reaching nowadays, huh, man? They're going after Marjorie Taylor Greene with the movie. Oh, yeah, did you watch this movie? Were you inspired by Independence Day, Will Smith punching aliens and shit? You can't tell me you weren't inspired by that shit, because that was like old Will Smith. That was like hard Will Smith. That was when Will Smith was a badass. He was dropping songs like Miami and shit, you know, like that's when Will Smith was on top. And then he met that Jada chick, and then everything was woo! I'm just saying though, you know, like, have they lost their fucking minds? Like, that's your fucking news, dude? That's your news? Because, I mean, I don't know what's inspirational. What could it be more inspirational than every human being on the earth putting down their differences and fighting the alien horde? And honestly, that's on my end of the world bingo fucking card. I got that shit locked along with nuclear warfare and flood just to be safe. Okay? Welcome to Miami and Bonitos. Ami. Bouncing in the club when the heat is on all night on the beach till the break of dawn. You fucking love that shit. Or that Wild Wild West song. With the Wild Wild West. I'm going to the Wild Wild West. You know we going straight to the Wild Wild West. Yeah, if you don't like that shit, you may be too old, but go back and watch it and laugh your ass off, because that shit was fucking hot back in the day. Nowadays, you're gonna be like, I'm gonna watch this, but I'm like hate watching it, but I'm hate watching because it's so funny. Like, people can just like change overnight like this, or, you know, over time. Over time, Will Smith went from this dude to this dude. But the reality is he's been the same dude. You just believed he was this dude, and now you know he's this dude. Just blew your mind, bro. I just blew your mind, bro. You know? That's all that is. It's just nothing that we make into something. What is this? Disclosed TV. Just in, the EU reaches a deal on Digital Service Act, making the internet a safer place by requiring social media platforms to more aggressively police their platforms than ever before. The Provisional Agreement on Digital Services Act reached today is a subject to approval by the EU Council and the European Parliament. The DSA, the Digital Service Act. An important step has been taken today with the provisional political agreement reached on the Digital Service Act between the Council and the European Parliament. In terms of ambition, the nature of the actors regulated, and the innovative aspect of the supervision involved, the DSA is the world's first in its field of digital regulation. The DSA follows the principle that what is illegal offline must also be illegal online. It aims to protect the digital space against the spread of illegal content to ensure the protection of the user's fundamental rights. Oh, shit! Is this the Internet Thought Police for the EU? The DSA? That's what they're gonna call it? Just wait till the DSA agents come breaking down your doors. Oh, I know you fucking downloaded, bitch! They're gonna get your ass. They're gonna get your ass, bro. So, yeah, I guess they're gonna be having to be policing digital online content. So, like, pedophilia and all that shit's gonna get knocked down way faster really quickly, right? Super strange that all of this happened today. I mean, the obligation introduced are proportionate to the nature of the services concerned and tailored to the number of users, meaning that very large online platforms, VLOPs, and very large online search engines, VLOSEs, will be subject to more stringent requirements. Services with more than 45 million monthly active users in the European Union will fall into a category of very large online platforms and very large search engines. To safeguard the development of startups and smaller enterprises in the internal market, micro and small enterprises with under 45 million active users in the EU will be exempted from certain new obligations. Governance online marketplaces, systematic risks of very large online platforms and search engines, dissemination of illegal content, adverse effects on fundamental rights, manipulations of services having an impact on democratic processes and public security, adverse effects on gender-based violence on minors, and serious consequences to their physical or mental health of users. Dark patterns. The online platforms and interfaces covered by the DSA, the co-legislative ability to prohibit misleading interfaces known as dark patterns and practices aimed at misleading users. Recommended systems are found in many uses on online users, allowing them to access relative content. Transparency requirements for the parameters of the recommender systems have been reintroduced in order to improve information for users and any choices they make. VLOPs and VLOSEs will have to offer users a system for recommending content that's not based on their profiling. Dark patterns. Profiling. Recommending certain content. Crisis mechanisms. In the context of the Russian aggression in the Ukraine and the particular impact on the manipulation of online information, a new article is added to the text introducing a crisis response mechanism. The mechanism will be activated by the Commission on the recommendation of the Board of National Digital Service Coordinators. It will make it possible to analyze the impact of the activities of the VLOPs and the VLOSEs on the crisis in question and decide on proportionate and effective measures to be put into place to respect of fundamental rights. Protecting minors online. Platforms accessible to minors will have to put special protection measures to ensure their safety, in particular when they are aware that the user is the minor. Platforms will be prohibited from presenting targeted advertising based on the use of the minor's personal data as defined in EU law. Wow. Background. In December of 2020, the European Commission presented a digital service package compromising the Digital Service Act and the Digital Markets Act. The DSA and the DMA form two pillars of the unprecedented digital regulation in respects to European values in the European model. Together, these acts define the framework suited to the challenges posed by the emergence of digital giants and the production of their users while maintaining a balance conducive to innovation in the digital economy. Wow. 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 I think that this is probably the most dystopian shit that I've ever read in my life, but at the same time, there's a couple of good things. The only good thing that I see here is the dark patterns, because we've talked about dark patterns and how they operate on these platforms and how they make never-ending crazy ways for you to stay on their platform and how they design it to be addictive. So it seems like they're taking full target at places like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and they're really going full dystopian edge because they're literally going to actually classify these corporations with more than 45 million monthly users. So that immediately brings to mind Instagram, Facebook, and a whole bunch of other people. And how are they going to even combat this or be able to actually do anything about it? Because all it means is they're going to have to hire or resource individuals that they work for their companies to handle all of this stuff. And it's almost like they're trying to take these people out of the market entirely by limiting what they have the ability to do. And they're also talking about having mechanisms in place where they can step in and be the moderators for content and make sure everybody has their fair say, so to say. So, I mean, protecting minors online seems like a pretty good thing there, but it doesn't seem like it's protecting the minors online in the way that you thought that they would have actually do it, because this is how it goes now. If you go into Cypherpunk and you read that Cypherpunk lore, I'm sure you're going to find some things that are very similar to the wording of how things are. And I mean, the DSA, the Digital Service Act, just kind of seems intensely crazy for me. But damn, son, Do you think that this is happening because they want to show everyone that hive mind is the way to go? And how is this going to affect U.S. companies? It's almost like they're redistricting the internet or attempting to redistrict the internet. And they're going to be forcing this stuff upon any other company. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you got users in the EU, they're going to be coming after you. Kind of crazy, bro. Kind of crazy. Probably the craziest thing the EU's done, and we're out here in America. You know, Joe Biden and the boys are going to be like, oh, yeah, we want to get this shit done here because we got to get this on lockdown for our 82-year-old president. Yeah. 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 Wait, what? Twitter announced a ban on ads that promote climate change denial. Nice fucking job, Twitter. Fucking dicks. And now, for the meat and potatoes of today. Shul scooting. Raymond Spencer. Friday, the 22nd of April, 2022 at 3:20 p.m. his time. Files.catbox.moe. Raymond Spencer. School. Because he spelled school wrong. License. Wikipedia. WTFPL. Raymond Spencer. Dear God, please forgive me. Anonymous. Bump for Keck. Still waiting on this shit tier host to give up the goods. They're in the wrong part of the building right now searching, according to Raymond Spencer. Eternal hellfire awaits you, you piece of shit. And you should have shot yourself first. Ooh. This was a post from 4chan on the board known as Poll, written by someone named Raymond Spencer at about 3:20 p.m. his time, or sometime. And it looks like there was a fair couple of things. If you actually visited that link, you would see a video of what looks to be a man recording his rifle scope as he is firing and shooting at what looks to be children and some adults in an area which was found out to be in Washington, D.C. We have now once again come upon another 4chan, 8chan style shooting suspect that decided to go do something. If you remember, the Christchurch shooting happened, and that's where the dude Facebook live streamed him going into I believe it was a mosque and shooting a bunch of people, or was it a Jewish synagogue? I couldn't remember. One or the other, whatever. But that was on 8chan. But remember, the guy was live streaming it to Facebook, and then he cross-posted it to 8chan in a thread, and there was this terrible thread. Well, it looks like the guy that did this thing today in Washington, D.C., also did that same thing, but he chose to go on Poll on 4chan and basically post a recorded MP4 video on a popular file upload site that comes from, that people use on 4chan, and basically all it really shows is a guy shooting around. We won't be watching the video today because that's obviously probably not going to be faux pas with the whole YouTube guidelines and shit. So what we can say that there was a lot of people that were doing videos about the mass shooter, what was happening, and it was an event that seemed to be pretty big and ongoing all throughout the day, and there was videos talking about it. So it's not like we're looking at a made-up situation, but they already had talked about how the suspect himself, I guess Mr. Raymond, as it will, he was found dead in his apartment building, where I guess he probably shot himself after realizing that he's super fucked up. But yeah, there's a whole lot into this whole situation that seems to be there. They just talked about media briefings and things. But yes, it looks like this individual decided to go after some people, I guess, at his school or something. There's really not too much information on motive here. He was a 23-year-old individual that lived from Fairfax, Virginia, and I guess decided to go somewhere and shoot a building up. And then when he realized what he had done, I guess he decided to blow himself up. Kind of strange, if you ask me. Very strange indeed, because he was posting on 4chan, and, you know, this has that same air and vibe. So I went to 4chan, and I found this post right here where it says, "The Pole Shooter," and it says, "Washington Post reporter here. I'm writing an article about Pole, and I want your views. Why does this place produce so many killers?" How many of y'all think that's Taylor Lorenz right there? You think that's Taylor Lorenz? It might be Taylor Lorenz, right? It might be. Possibly be. But, yeah, that's one of the things that we basically saw. We basically saw that right there. And I was just kind of like wondering. And I think the overall was that 3 adult men and 1 juvenile woman were shot, and they're all hospitalized, currently in stable condition. It looks like he posted his video to 4chan about 3 minutes after it occurred, as the police were responding to the incident, and was making fun of the police when he basically, I don't know. The 4chaners actually discovered the exact area of where this guy was basically shooting from. So you could kind of see that he was up in this area shooting down at individuals in a bunch of different places. So there was that. And I think even more so, there's totally people that were out there thinking that it was a fake or something like that. But unfortunately, it was a situation that was actually real, that actually went down, and a whole bunch of people actually were trying to confirm it. Like, there's that piece of the building, and then, oh yeah, there you go. You can see the Hummers and stuff, and that's the same little area that we're looking at right there. See this up here? He is just right up here. So he was up here shooting down into this area and over here. And he did connect with a couple of different individuals and people. So it was like he was shooting down at folks over there, and then they found him dead in his actual apartment, which is, I guess, not very strange when you think about it. But here's the news.
We are seeking a person of interest that we would like to speak with. That individual's name has come to light as a Raymond Spencer. He is a 23-year-old male. We will be posting information on our social media shortly to get the public that information. We would like to speak with Mr. Spencer. We'd like him to come forward to the police, turn himself in so we may speak with him further as a person of interest. We are seeking...
Yeah, we want to speak to him further as a person of interest. Sorry, can't. He shot himself. How they always do. Yeah. But if that wasn't the strangest thing that happened in Washington, D.C. today, wow, there was a guy out there doing some shooty. There was another individual that came forward and apparently went to the Supreme Court building and lit himself on fire. This is the video from after the incident. So, I don't know. Joe Biden leaves Washington, D.C., and then all kinds of weird shit starts happening in Washington, D.C. Very strange indeed, actually, if you ask me. And there was some weird shit in that guy's room. I think we have to go to the police department's page to actually find all that stuff. But yes, look at this. Photos. Multiple firearms, large quantities of ammunition were discovered inside the 5th floor apartment where the suspect was found deceased. And as you can see, here are a couple of different rifles. It looks like he's also got a shooting stand here. And, what the fuck is that? Is that a fucking picture of Jacob? Yeah, that is a picture of Jacob. But yeah, I don't really see large amounts of ammo. Well, actually I do, because if you look at this one right here, I actually have one of these. That's a double stack AR-15 mag that holds 60 rounds. that's a single, that's a regular one that probably only holds 30. There's a long one right there. That's probably like a 45 or something like that. So there's a decent amount of ammunition there. You can see here, too, that there's another double stack. That's the German Sennhauser AR-15 mag. It's very good. It allows you to load 60 rounds into it. And then you can see here he's actually got one of those drum mags. And I believe that lets you hold somewhere in between the range of, I think, 60 to 150 rounds. I mean, that's a decent amount of ammo. That's about $1,000 worth of ammo right now at today's prices. So it may not be a lot, but it is enough. And they even found look at that, Glock 9mm pistol. Wow, you got your Glock. He had his Glock cocked. Damn it. But yes, I think the more hilarious thing that they found in there was Yaqub, which you guys, if you don't know who it is, Yaqub right here. Nation of Islam. Yaqub, sometimes spelled Yaqub or Yaqub, was a black scientist who lived 6,600 years ago and began the creation of the white races. He is said to have done this through his form of selective breeding, which is referred to as grafting, while he was living in the island of Patmos. The Nation of Islam's theology states that Yaqub is a biblical Jacob, and it has caused disputes within the NOI history. Also, that guy Louis Farrakhan apparently talks about him or whatever, but yeah, Yaqub. That's apparently who it is. You see that there? That's who they're talking about. Yaqub, the evil scientist who created white people around 6,000 years ago. That's what he had up on his wall while he was doing all the shooting. And I believe that that's where the whole "we was Kangs" thing that came through. And it has something to do into a bunch of different things. I don't know. It's been around on it was around on the 4chan shit for a really, really long fucking time. And it's really, really weird that this dude, you know, I guess is on this fool's wall. I mean, there's really no way that we're ever going to be able to talk about this. Like, what the fuck, dude? That's Yaqub. Post Yaqub, the big-headed scientist. Yaqub. What is this right here? Like, stream Chase Yaqub back in the caves. We made it by Kelly Swid. I just don't even know. Yaqub, the fathers of the right race. I just don't really fucking know what to say at this point. I mean, this guy was actually obviously a fucking 4chaner who was out of his mind. I mean, look at all these fucking rifles you got here. You got 3 different AR-15s right there. And 2 of them have scopes on it. No, all 3 of them have scopes on it. And each of them is set up in a different way. Which is even stranger because, like, why the fuck you got 3 AR-15s, bro? And even more so, if you look over here in this area of the floor, you can actually see spent shell casings from said AR-15s. Yeah. Like, why is it always a dude with the AR-15? I mean, I haven't ever seen anybody pull a mass shooting with the AK-47, and nor do I fucking want to. But it is what it is. I guess it's easier, more readily available. I mean, if we look at this guy's house, he literally only has a picture of Yaqub. He's got a bunch of AR-15s and shit. There's no other pictures or anything on the wall. And that's his bed right there. And his bed's on the fucking floor. So he obviously had some ideas of doing this for a while and planned everything out to the point where he actually uploaded that video to a file provider and then cross-posted it to 4chan just to make sure that his boys could see it. But yeah. It's going to be a real fucking interesting week, dude. Because that shows up. I mean, what do we even do at this? What can we even do at this time? We got fucking Yaqub. We got Yaqub in the house, dude. How is this? How are they even going to put this one together? Like, I don't know, man. But just kind of seems a bit weird. What's this right here? Yaqub, the Father of Mankind by Elijah Muhammad. Huh. Okay. Well, that's cool. That's where we're going with all this one today. That's where we're going with this one today. So, you guys have seen everything that there is to have been seen. Although, there's still one thing that I probably should mention before we go any farther. The whole Yaqub thing is super weird, though. Like, I wasn't expecting that. I didn't see that before everybody started talking about it in the chat, so I was like, oh, this is probably going to be fucking good. This is going to be fucking good. Watch. Yeah, and you know what? Y'all don't disappoint sometimes. Y'all mother suckers don't disappoint sometimes. But hey, if it's easy to mind hack somebody, get people to believe in some pretty insane shit, then, I mean, what can we really do about another crazed individual? I can't really remember the last time we had a 4chan killer, though. I mean, the last time it was an 8chan killer, but, you know, there's probably been a few of them. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you go search Google for 4chan killer, it looks like there's quite a bit of individuals that pop up on there. The 4chan murder thing, 4chan serial killer, Bianca Blevins murder. You guys remember that back in 2014? There's been a few out there, but hasn't been too many. So, who really knows what's happening? But I guess that's pretty much strangeness. The thing to leave you with today, though, is that it's pretty easy to hack the program that runs our power grid, it turns out. Pretty easy. Getting inside the program that runs world's most industrial control systems? Oh yeah, that shit's a fucking breeze, man. I mean, you can get right in there. You don't even need that much shit. But yes, some hackers, 2 of them, just pawned the software that runs a majority of our electrical grids all around the United States and overseas. And they did it without even breaking a sweat, claiming that it's not even the hardest thing that they had to do that day. It was like nowhere near being the hardest thing that they had to do that day. But yes, a couple of white hat hackers, Dutch security reachers Dan Quepper and This Alchemade, made a breaking into the OPC-UA open source communication protocol used by basically almost every industrial control system on the planet. Well, they did it with no problem. They got the Master of Pawn title, and they basically skull, you know, the whole entire program, basically just utilizing this one little thing. And this is something that I've been talking about a while. Means that, you know, if the unified architecture from the OPT-A Foundation is that easily hackable, well, then we got major problems that are going to be coming forward. And I'm sure you're probably going to see this shit over there on Marfoogle or something like that, because you guys fucking love that shit. I know you fucking love that shit. But yeah, it's out there, it's happened. I mean, what can you really say? Not much, because there's really nothing that they're going to be able to do that. But, I mean, if you're looking at becoming an ultra hacker, it turns out that it's super easy to fuck with the power grid. So that's cool. That's cool. That's chill. I mean, it kind of makes that whole cicada movie thing be put into a bit of perspective, doesn't it? Yeah. 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 So, I guess that's pretty much it for you guys today. I appreciate you coming through and listening to our dribble about Yaqub and the things that has happened today that are quite strange and unnerving. Joe Biden leaves Washington, D.C., and then all of a sudden there's a shooting, and some guy lights himself on fire in front of the motherfucking White House. And then we lost a National Guardsman who was trying to save a migrant. Oh, and then some guys fucking hacked the power grid like no problems, super easy, can't do nothing about it. Yeah. Great news all around today, right? Great shit's been happening. Oh, yes, great shit's been happening. And now playing that fucking outro is going to be really weird. But I guess that's pretty much it for today, so make sure you hit that like button. I appreciate those fools out there that donated some shit to us out there. We appreciate your shit. We also asked a question in the chatteroonie today about some things. Do you think they should take 4chan down? 75% of you said, no, motherfucker, no. And 24% of you said, yes, motherfucker. Yes, motherfucker. For a total of 62 different people voting on that one, which I think might be a record or something. But, I guess you guys are finally starting to get it. We can't just be taking these places down because then they're just going to go do it somewhere else. So we appreciate the knowledge to you today and the knowledge from you today. And I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your evening. Now, make sure you get your Glocks out and get them cocked. Bye-bye now.
Got my Glock,